Are you struggling with negative thoughts? Does it seem like you just can't focus on the positive, that no matter what you do, the negative, the hurt, the pain, whatever it is that you're struggling with can't leave your mind and you can't get the enjoyment out of life? This is going to be the episode for you because we're going to talk about how to get that positive shift so that you can enjoy the life that you desire. My name is Henry and welcome to the Positive Mindset Podcast, where we come together to raise our vibration, lift our perspective, and build a positive mindset. I'm so glad to have each and every one of you here today because this is going to be a powerful episode to really help us tap into that positive energy. Before we get started, we're going to take a few moments to slow down, zero in. We're going to take some deep, healing, meditative breaths to help us align on the frequency that we want in our lives. So you can pick a word. It can be love, joy, happiness, abundance, whatever frequency you want. And we're going to take a deep breath in. And as you're breathing in, you're going to say that word over and over and over again. Really charge yourself up with that energy. And then as you're holding your breath, visualize yourself doing something in that frequency. And once you exhale, anything that no longer resonates with you will leave you and you'll be in a more positive state. So let's go ahead and take a deep breath in. And out. We're going to take another deep breath. This one is about alignment, about getting ourselves in receiving mode so that we can receive the message that we need to hear to get us in that positive state. So just imagine that you are surrounded by the most healing, uplifting energy that's meant specifically for you. It could have a certain color, a certain taste, a certain smell, however you imagine it. And when you breathe it in, it's going to charge you up. It's going to break down the negativity, the blocks, the weight, everything that's just been holding you back. And once you exhale, anything that no longer resonates with you will leave you and you'll be in a more positive state. So let's go ahead and take another deep breath in. And out. So every now and again, I have a message that I feel like is for everybody. It could be a conversation I had with somebody from a coaching call or through Instagram or social media. And then sometimes the message is for me. This is one of those cases, and I really hope that it resonates with you. So whatever you're struggling with, there's a perspective that gives you the power. And when you have the power, you're the one that can make change. And so if you're feeling negativity, if you're feeling negative thoughts, if you're feeling down, if you just can't focus on the positive, you see, that's a common state. Whether you're dealing with something tragic, maybe you've just been struggling for a long time, maybe work is tough, maybe school is tough, maybe family is tough, maybe there's financial burdens or health burdens, or just life in general can be hard. It could even apply to things that are good. Maybe you're trying to expand. Maybe you're trying to start another business. Maybe you're trying to grow financially. Whatever it is, when you start feeling that negative energy, those negative thoughts, those negative ideas, you have to understand what it is. You see, I'm starting to believe and understand that everything is frequency. Everything. This physical life and beyond is energy, and it operates at different levels. The level that it operates is a frequency. You and I hear the words, we see the physical things, we see the house, we see the items, we see our bodies, you can look at your hand, you can think of your thoughts, you can see the tree, but those are made of something. Something is creating that. And when you start to think that it might be energy, and that the frequency that it operates in affects what it is, it gives you a unique perspective and power. You see, if there's a negative thought going through your mind, that's all it is. It's a negative thought. You are not that thought. If you are feeling down about something and when you try to look for something positive and you just see the bad, you just see the hurt, you just see the pain, you just see the loss, you are still not those things. What you are is an observer and a creator. But you have power over observation. You do not have to observe things if you don't want to. You can put different words, which are frequencies, into your mind. That's why the vision is so important, because the visions that you use, whether it's a year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years down the road, of you healed, of you feeling the love, of you being successful in whatever it is that you desire, that version of you has made it through. So that version of you doesn't see things from the same perspective. It's because you don't actually see anything. It's your perception of it that matters. I've used this example before, but 2 people can go to the movies, watch the same movie, and take away 2 things. Have 2 completely different experiences. Because one of them, when they're heading there, got a phone call that they just got the job of their dreams. They're getting a $100,000 raise. This is life-changing. The other person, when they were heading that movie, just found out that there's layoffs at work. That things are going to be tight. They're not sure if they're going to have their job next week or not. But they go to the movies. They were already almost there. They're not going to not go to the movie. They go to the movie. Who do you think's perspective is going to be positive, and who is going to have the negative one? You see, they saw the same thing, but they perceived different things because of the state they're in. You can create frequency in your mind. If you start thinking about something and you think the negative outcomes, force yourself to say the positive ones in your mind. You are proving to the universe what it is that you want to find. You are showing the world and yourself that you have the power. When you start doing this over time, things will change. Imagine if someone followed you around, maybe at work. You go to work and there's this coworker there. And every time you do something, every time you raise your hand for an assignment, every time you turn in your work, every time you try to do something good, they say to you, that's not going to work. What are you doing? Don't put your hand up. You're going to get in trouble. All you're doing is creating more work for yourself. That's a waste of time. You shouldn't do that. This job doesn't pay enough. Why are you trying to improve? You don't get paid to do that. Let's cut out early. You're really not doing a good job at that. You should just let someone else do it. Imagine that person. Would you allow that person to be around you? If you could control it, probably not. But what do you think would happen if that person was around you forever? From the day you were born till now. That person constantly, everything they say is negative about what you're doing. Do you think you would start to believe it? Do you think that's the way you would start to think? That's what happens. We get imprinted by the world when we don't take our power back. But when you take your power back, you can create a different version of that within you, which is your higher self. And whenever anything's in front of you, you say the positive energy. I can do this. This is all happening for me. I'm not concerned about the outcome. I'm concerned about the energy because the work is in the worth. I'm doing this because it makes me feel good. I know that if I do these things, it will create this vision I have. I'm not sure which one's going to work out, but I know I need the momentum moving forward to make this a reality. It's okay if I get knocked down because I know I'm not going to stop and I'm going to learn just as much from a failure as I will a win. So either way, I grow. It doesn't matter if I get paid more for this. It doesn't matter if the boss notices. I notice. And I know that anytime I'm a part of something, I do the best. Anytime I'm involved in a situation, I bring my best energy. I don't need your approval. I don't need external approval. It's all internal. Now, if you had that person walking around, or if you're doing that in your mind, how do you think you would feel? If you're feeling low, you have to look at your thoughts. You have to understand that only you can change it. External improvement, meaning getting into a new situation, a new job, or a new scenario that's better, can absolutely make a difference. But this life, this experience you're having, is not meant to be that way. You're not supposed to go through something tough so that you can receive something good on the other end. You're supposed to have an entirety of an experience so that you can grow the whole time. Bad things don't happen so good things can. Everything happens for you to grow. Whatever frequency you want to reside in is up to you. You could have good things your entire life. You can have love your entire life. Neither one of those have anything to do with anything external. So if you're feeling down, if you're feeling the hurt, if you're feeling the loss, if you're feeling afraid, the fear, whatever it is, check your thoughts. Whatever's going through your mind is the frequency that you're in. The default thoughts are what you have been in. What you input manually is what you will be in if you continue it. Be consistent. You're worth it. You're worth speaking kindly to yourself. You're worth giving yourself love. In fact, It's so important that you do this because you're part of the growth. The pain and the darkness that you're coming from needs the exact opposite of that in love. Everything is expanding, including the love frequency. The more dark your past, the more pain you've been through, the more depression, loss, hurt, pain, whatever it is, the more of the opposite of that frequency you can bring because you've been where it doesn't exist. So when you create it within you, you've created a new form of love. You've created a new form of forgiveness. It's all happening for you. You don't need the external thing to happen to feel good. Feel good within regardless, and then allow yourself to expand any direction you see. That's how you take control. I promise you. If you were as committed to saying positive things anytime a negative thing came into your head, that you focused on the opposite of that, over time, and it's different for everybody, this could make an instant switch in a day. It could also take multiple years. But if you committed to it, despite the external outcome, you would change. The frequency within you would level up. They've done studies, they've done tests. If you take a plant and speak negatively to it, beat it down, put that negative energy, and then you compare it to a same plant in the same conditions, but you give it positive feedback, you give it love, you give it high vibrational words, it grows more. And you are way more powerful than a plant. Your receiver, your energy induction path is way higher than a plant. You are a spiritual being in a body that is extremely powerful. Grow yourself. Fill yourself with love and become the rising tide that lifts all ships. Well, thank you so much for listening. I hope this episode was impactful and gave you a positive perspective on what you can do to shift your frequency. If you want to make sure you don't miss a single episode, make sure you subscribe to my email list. There's a link down below. It will keep you up to date with every single episode. And if you want to follow me on social media, there's my Instagram and TikTok and the Facebook group all down below. I appreciate all the follows there. And if you listen to this episode and you're ready to level up, you're thinking to yourself, I want a program. I need a system to where I can build this positive energy with me. I actually have 2 programs that I work on. The one-on-one coaching program is for somebody that's looking to make the change. If you want to become a positive mindseted individual, this is for you. We're going to build that vision that gives you the direction that you're going. Health, wealth, and happiness are the main priorities. Then we're going to align your mindset so that way you are thinking in a way that will lead you down the path. We're going to raise the frequency in your mind so that you can see the opportunities. Then we're going to build the daily habits that will help reinforce that to make it a reality. If you're a business owner, an entrepreneur, and you want to do the same thing for your business, my Zone of Genius program is very similar to that. We're going to take the vision you had to build your company, whether it's been lost, whether you feel like the team is not in alignment with it, we're going to reinstall that vision within you and the company. And just like aligning the mindset, we're going to build your core values so that way everybody that works there is on the same path. And from the top to the bottom, we're going to make sure all the roles and the duties are in alignment so that everyone is moving towards a vision they're excited about. So if you want to reach out to me about either of those programs, you can message me on Instagram, or there's a link down below. If you fill that out, I will reach out to you directly. And if you just enjoyed the podcast and you want more content, check out my other show, Unlock Your Abundance. New episodes come out Monday through Friday, just like this one. It's the same format, but it's all about tapping into that abundant energy. I'm so thankful to everyone that has checked that out. Well, thank you so much for listening. Have a great day, and I can't wait to talk to you next time.